7 episodes? Can't wait for us to be like, I can't believe we did 300 episodes already.
It's time for episode 300. It's the 300 episode show featuring all of your favorite celebrity guests from previous episodes. Like AJ LoCascio and Zach Anner.
Whoa.
We should just skip to 300 and have this be the 300th episode.
This is the 300 episode.
Like I'm looking for the other 293.
It's like Star Wars. You start with episode 4.
Is Young Indiana Jones canon?
Depends
AJ?
on who you ask.
We're asking AJ.
I say yes. I say yes.
I think so, because there's the crossover with Young Indiana Jones in Last Crusade, River Phoenix.
Oh, that's a good question, because now we're in a Halloween canon situation. Which Young Indiana Jones
Are you? Do you do the quiz?
Are you the River Phoenix one, or the one where he's an old man in the back of that restaurant with an eye patch?
Yeah. They did cut those out, though, for the DVD VHS
Really?
releases. They don't have the eye patch stuff for some reason. Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember from that whole show.
That was, well, yeah.
I remember being really excited, loving Indiana Jones as a kid, and then going like, ugh,
Yeah.
what happened to him?
It's funny because Harrison Ford now is older than the actor who played the guy with the eye patch and looks quite a bit better.
Way
This
better.
episode is going to come out, and then we're going
recording.
to see a Reddit post 2 days later that says, "Did you know?" Or today I learned that the kid from the eye patch from Young Indiana Jones. Wait, that Harrison Ford is older than eye patch from Young Indiana Jones.
Did you know that Harrison Ford is older than Gary Newman?
Gary.
James, we can't keep calling back to old episodes. It
Okay, I
creates a lack of
apologize.
entry point for new listeners.
I apologize, but it really pays off for people that are listening to every episode.
Yeah, it's going to feel so good if you listen to all of them.
All 300.
all 300 episodes.
This is Answer For It. It's a comedy trivia podcast where funny people, all of us, AJ, we're all funny people.
Can I be excluded from that?
AJ asked me if he could be excluded from being considered a funny person, even though
I've
you're very,
always
very funny.
excluded you. Sorry.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that.
What isn't the nuance though that he asks the funny adjective to be removed for all of us?
I thought of TBS. Like when TBS is like very funny, and I'm like, I challenge you to rise to the occasion.
We're all known funny people.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say I'm known for funny. I would say I'm known for silly.
No, that's fair. I think that's fair, but I don't think you should take away our ability to label ourselves as such. You wanted it just to be, it's just a podcast with people.
Yeah. Welcome to a podcast with people. See, now there's no expectations. We'll surprise them. We'll razzle dazzle them.
Well, introduce yourself then, how you want to be known.
I'm AJ LoCascio.
And what's your qualifier?
Well, that was it.
Local funny man, AJ LoCascio.
No. Seen peeking through windows. Local funny man.
My name is James Willems. I'm a comedic performer and writer and podcaster. And I did a YouTube channel for like 12 years. And now I'm back to my basics.
Like Christina Aguilera on that one album.
Exactly. I'm going to get dirty.
Stripped. I'm Zach Anner, and I'm smarter than the average boy.
It's true. We've tested it.
I'm Elyse Willems, and I'm a woman.
That's all you need to know.
That's just slid right in there.
Yeah.
3 men and a woman. It's the new 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place, which they renamed 2 guys and a girl.
Yeah, they took away the pizza place. What's the other guy doing?
That
What
was
were the-
Who
with
was
Ryan
the other
Reynolds.
guy?
So I know Ryan Reynolds. Who are the other two?
Wasn't Nathan Fillion in that? Or
Was
am I
that
thinking
Nathan
something
Fillion?
else?
Yeah, wasn't he?
He's
Or
the
is that
other
a different
guy.
show?
Who was the girl?
She was.
Trailer Howard?
Who?
I want to say.
Did you say Trailer Howard?
Yeah, I think
Yep.
that's close. I think that's kind of what her name is, right?
That's
Yeah,
it.
is this the first question?
Who's the girl from
It
the...
can be
Who
Trailer Howard. He's right.
Yes!
How did you do that?
Wait. And she played Sharon Carter, but isn't that Peggy Carter's niece?
Oh my God. Yes.
We're in the weeds.
We're in the lead.
Yes. You're talking from Marvel.
Yes.
2 guys and a girl is in the MCU, so Deadpool is also in 2 guys and a girl. Is that Wade Wilson? Check the name of the character.
Let's see. Yeah, his character's name is Wade Wilson on 2 Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Whoa!
Actually, he's credited as just Berg.
What's the name of the pizza place?
How about an actual question?
What do we do
Sure.
on this show?
We answer
like-
trivia questions that I give you and you try to make them funny.
Can we? I won't do such a thing.
One of these episodes, we really need to just only fire back honest answers. We don't try and be funny at all. It's mostly math questions, math puzzles. One episode we're going to do where she just gives us that triangle pegboard where we have to try and get all the little pegs out of it by jumping pegs. You won't be able to see any of it.
Pegging.
It's the pegging episode.
Oh my gosh, they used to have that at every Friendlies. You get your coffee fribble, and
What?
then you play that game.
What the hell?
Coffee fribble?
Coffee fribble.
Wait, hold on.
Is that a beverage?
Yeah, it's yeah,
You're so amused.
it's so good.
All right.
What is the fribble part
Yeah.
of
In
the
the
coffee?
comments, well, the fribble, it's basically like a coffee milkshake, I think, before coffee was even a thing in this country.
How about a rapid fire question to
Sure.
start?
Great, please.
Great, please, let's begin.
How many different characters does Tom Hanks play in the 2004 Christmas movie Polar Express?
There's the boy.
The boy.
Plays the boy. He
plays the
the
boy?
train conductor.
He's
I've
the
never seen this
conductor?
He
movie.
does play the boy.
He plays the boy, the train conductor, Santa Claus. He plays the other guy who has the light,
The
who's
hobo
real
man,
scary.
yeah.
Hobo
Give
man.
Zach
lives
a
on the
chance
roof.
to answer here.
Zach, what do you know about?
One,
Oh, okay.
The titular train. Well, technically in
he
the
plays the train.
in the canon
Train.
in the canon of the movie, it's all Tom Hanks, and he's dressing up as these different. So technically, he only plays one character,
Okay, well, we know there must be other.
a hidden one somewhere.
Yeah, there's what did we say, 4? Because
Yeah.
they just used him over and over again in the background. It's like he's also the little girl.
Well, he's a
and
marionette in the nightmare puppet car
Sure,
or
let's
whatever.
call that 5. And then there's like the weird like coal people. There's the guys like shoveling coal in the front. We got it quick. The train is. They have a lot of problems on this train for one trip a year that they make.
No movie, I contend, has ever missed the mark more. They took what is like such a peaceful, quiet, simple, lovely book about the joy of Christmas and belief in Santa Claus and a childlike wonderment, and they turned it into a nightmare trip. I really genuinely believe that no movie has missed the mark more in adaptation than that film has.
Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat,
Oh, hey, hold on now.
Oh, there you go.
That was sacred.
which
That's sacred
he
ground.
did because he had to contractually do it, right? Wasn't
Is
that
that
the thing?
true?
I
that
believe
makes it so much.
He crashed
funnier.
his bike and he needed to pay for the bike repairs.
And also, because of that movie being so bad, The Cat in the Hat, Dr. Seuss's widow won't allow any other live action adaptations of Dr. Seuss books.
Yep.
That's
Can you
funny.
imagine her sitting through that movie? Her husband, the creator of this, has passed, and she's watching Mike Myers just go, oh yeah, let's get this party started for 2 hours. For 2 hours. And then those thing 1 and thing 2. Speaking of horror, like I genuinely think, and I'm not saying this to be like, oh, it's a horror film. Like I do think Polar Express is genuinely horrific, but thing 1 and thing 2 in the Cat in the Hat film are actually upsetting in the way that like Floop from Spy Kids makes me like unnerved. I can't, Floop from Spy Kids?
No.
If you saw him, you'd be very upset.
Okay.
But the thing 1 and thing 2 is like an actual horror. The way they move, and they go like, it's horrifying.
Are they that different than the Who's from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas?
They move very quick. They speak in gibberish. They're small, like in an unnerving way, and they just are floppy little freaks.
I've never seen the movie. I know.
You should.
We've been meaning to get together and watch it, but I haven't seen it. But all I have seen is the deleted sequence where one drinks a lot of like soda so it can urinate.
Yeah.
And so that way it can flood the road so that way the mom can't get home in time. And that leads me to believe it's pretty excellent.
They cut out the road pissing scene?
I don't know why.
It's a body horror nightmare movie. It's a very upsetting, weird movie. And then they surf on their nanny at some point, like down a river of slime, and it's full of weird. Hey, anyway,
5.
6 characters.
I was going to say 5 characters.
6 characters.
You're close. 7. Oh, let me tell you
should've
who
just-
they are.
Okay.
One's easy to miss: the conductor,
Yes.
the hero boy,
Yes.
Santa Claus,
Yeah.
the narrator, hero boy's dad, the ghost on the train,
Is the ghost of the
Wait,
train
wait,
the guy
wait.
on the roof? The guy
the
that's
man
like
who lives on top of the train.
Yeah. So wait, hold on. Hero boy. That's the main character?
the main boy.
Wait,
Yeah.
he's the main boy?
I guess.
Yeah, he's the main boy. Did you not know? He's like, oh, jeepers, I can't hear the bell anymore.
I didn't know he was the main boy. I thought that was just a boy.
It is pretty convincing. Did he voice the boy as well? That's what I'm confused about. Did he do the mocap but not the voice? Because the voice sounds like a regular boy.
Yeah, the voice sounds like a regular boy.
Spy Kids actor Sabara does the voice.
The pizza place?
So wait,
But
hold
those
on.
raised eyebrows and inquisitive looks are all courtesy of Tom Hanks, whose face was used as motion capture.
Oh my God.
So Daryl Sabara was not even able to mocap his own character because Tom Hanks had to have some ego trip?
So he played the main he did the motion capture for the main boy, but that there's another boy on the train who sounds like a 60-year-old man doing a boy's voice, the kid with glasses.
Yeah, the one who talks like this.
So what's his deal? Who plays him?
I've
Hank
never
is
seen
there.
the movie.
They got a regular boy to do the motion capture, but then a grown man to do his voice?
Yeah.
Mickey Rooney does that boy.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Wait, what are
One-
the other characters?
One more, the Ebenezer Scrooge puppet. This one's easy to
He
miss.
got that. He got that one.
But I
he
didn't
voiced the
count it.
puppet. Yeah. So
He-
those
the
are
one that we
seven.
missed was the dad.
Oh, and the Spirit of Christmas.
Santa Claus.
Now, is there a separate Spirit of Christmas?
This is
He who
not
shall
in the
not
film,
be named.
not in the film, but I think that we can safely say by playing all these roles, Tom Hanks embodies the spirit of Christmas.
All right.
So technically, you were all correct with 6 roles. You said 6.
I said
so you
5.
were right.
I
He
think I
was
said 5.
closest.
So
I get a gold star.
I cannot believe they wasted all that time with him motion capturing that boy. That makes no sense. There's
here for
no, it's not like Andy Serkis hopping around like an ape or Gollum. There's nothing. He's just literally walking and then sitting and then walking. There's no nuance to that performance.
Also, most of the scenes with adult Tom Hanks are also with the boy.
What
so
a
he had to
waste
do
of
it
time.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah, just cast a boy.
Just
You couldn't
cast a
find
boy.
a boy?
They had a boy. He did all the voice.
Yeah.
Like,
Lavender Sabaro. What was his name?
Daryl?
Daryl Sabara
yeah.
from Spy Kids with Floop. Hey, what's the next question, Question Master?
Well, you may have noticed that in advertisements for wristwatches, the time on the watch is almost always displayed at 10:10. Why do you think that is?
Because it looks like a smile.
Think it looks like a face?
It looks like the watch is happy to see you. Thanks for buying me, baby. I'm Mr. Rolex, and I'm so happy to see you. Thanks for spending $1 million on me, Mark Zuckerberg.
10:10. Well, are we talking? I immediately pictured a digital watch
Oh.
for some reason. I was thinking, well, think about 10:10. If it's 10:10 in the morning, you go, I got so much morning
But
left.
isn't that because that's a leftover? Digital watches, I think, do sometimes show 10:10, but I think it's a leftover.
This is referring to an analog face.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm going to choose to make it a digital face because 10:10, you just see that it looks pleasant. And also, if it's 10 o'clock at night, you go, oh, I still have more time left tonight. And in the morning, you go, wow, it's still kind of
It's
morning.
not even noon.
It's a happy time.
You have more time left at night because you stay up until like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I got stuff to do. I gotta make things. I gotta do deep research on some obscure prop that no one else is trying to replicate. And if I look at 10:10, I go, I got hours left in the day. Hours.
He's just sitting there sewing.
So, I mean,
He is.
yes, I
yeah.
am.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing that you do after 10:10 that you couldn't do before 10:10.
But I am also doing it before 10:10. I'm just realizing now it's like I have more runway before I literally just pass out from exhaustion. That's how I James will be like, you should stop sleeping on the couch. You're messing up your back and your neck. And I'm like, I can't help it. At some point, my body just fails. And then I wake up.
I don't think that's a good way to live. I think
it's
you
great.
should have a routine.
I think it's great. Look at all the cool stuff I have.
Everything I have to show for it. All my watches.
Oh, my Casio watches.
Zach, why do you think?
I think it's because no watch has ever worked. So they just have they all show 10:10 at all times. And then they're like, oh, it shows other times too. You'll love it.
Yeah, we promise.
Well, it does look like a V, right? Looks like a very pleasant V. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's like, oh, what a
'cause
pleasant shape.
Because it's smiling.
It's
It's
a big
happy to see you.
You can't see James's face, but it's taut and upsetting.
You can tell by the way my voice is being recorded into an audio microphone right now.
Yeah. You look like all the advertisements I've been getting on Instagram of like,
Watches.
yeah, of watches. I was just saying the Thailand facelift advertisements I keep getting.
Yeah.
Those
I
are-
got to say, James, your watch face is one of your better faces.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working on it.
So you all kind of hit the nail on the head here.
with all our different answers.
I did?
Yeah.
Even Zach?
No, well, yeah, to varying degrees. The 10-10 position is balanced. It's visually pleasing. It looks like a smile. So it associates happiness and positive feeling toward the product. The one thing that you kind of didn't hit, but the hands don't overlap when they're in that V shape that
that's a
AJ
given.
You can
described.
see both of them.
That's a given.
Well, you can't just say this is a trivia show. You can't just
That's a
say
given.
that's a given. That's a given.
Yeah, obviously. You can't just have you can't have that. The people think you got one on.
What?
People think you
Because they're
got
trying
one.
to show off
Oh my
the
gosh.
diversity of the
He's
hands.
trying to get cast through this show.
With my bad nebulous accent
Yeah.
of something.
We should swap it. So it should be like 440 or something. So it looks like a mustache.
Big old fucking mess.
Oh,
915.
Wait, 440. Wouldn't 440
No,
be
440
like
would
that?
be clean. It'd be
Yeah,
clean.
but it'd be like a mustache,
It's a frown,
like
though,
Cogsworth.
James. It's a frown.
No, mustache though. Cogsworth.
It's Pringles, man.
Pringles man.
So if you buy a Disney branded watch that is Cogsworth's face on it,
Yeah.
so he's got the mustache. Are the watch arms his mustache?
They must be if you're making up this product.
They should be. They
Why
should
wouldn't
be.
they?
Definitely should be.
Yeah, they should be.
But then they'd be all wackadoo at certain times.
Well,
Yeah.
there must be a Disney branded Cogsworth watch where his face is not the face of the watch and he's just on it and it's his hands. And the whole time you're looking at it going like, what a missed opportunity.
Or it's something else.
Oh, Cogsworth's.
It's
Cogsworth.
his Cog- Anyway.
So was I right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you
I get
guys
points for
kinda-
that?
You got there.
Yeah, you got
So I'm at
points.
2 for 2.
Perfect.
What is land sickness?
I know this. It's from Waterworld.
Okay,
So-
hang on.
It's from Waterworld. In Waterworld, they're so used to being on the ocean that when they finally get to the spoilers, when they finally get to land at
What?
the end. Sorry, everyone. The little girl goes,
Land sickness, it'll pass.
that's it. That's the answer.
Okay, so you didn't explain anything.
So the mariner
there.
can't stand being on land. He's like, it's weird. Everything moves weird here. I can't be on this land. He
Sounds
says,
like him.
Why does your Kevin Costner sound like Owen Wilson smoked
Kevin
a bunch of
Costner.
cigarettes?
look, man, I don't get to choose what Kevin Costner sounds like. This is just how I filter him in my brain, and then I put him back out here. Welcome to the land, Waterworld.
Fair enough.
When he gets on land, he's upset because it doesn't move, and he's not used to that. It freaks him out, and then he's like, I'm going back to the ocean. And then he goes back. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't
What
seen
does
Waterworld.
Kevin Costner have to do with Waterworld?
do you
My Mariner is the guy who appeared in School of Rock
School
or
of Rock, the
whatever.
TV show.
You know, like
We're existing at different worlds. For
Yeah.
those who don't know, James has only seen the original Waterworld, the stunt show at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Hollywood,
It's
baby.
The one that the
fantastic.
movie's based on.
Yeah.
Can we get them as a sponsor? Not Universal, but just the Waterworld stunt show?
That
Yeah.
would be great.
But we
I
have
would
to
love
list
that.
all their
Wonderful.
credits.
I
And
would
it's-
love to record a live podcast from backstage at Waterworld at Universal Studios Hollywood. But because of the mic placement, you'd never know.
It keeps drowning us out.
Every 45 minutes, you hear the plane explosion.
There's constant flares and yeah.
I mean, I guess AJ's kind of right.
Well, hold on.
Is it just because if you're at sea for so long, your body adjusts to the movement that when you get back to land, you basically have the reverse effect and then you walk like Jack Sparrow? That was like the theory is like, oh, he walks like that because he spent so much time on a boat that to him, this is normal walking.
Was that the theory?
That
I
was the
thought
theory.
it was just he's a drunk weirdo who was left in the sun for too long.
I think that's what it was. It was that he spent so much time on boats that when he comes on land, he walks weird. And then if you see him walking on boats, he walks more normal.
No, he walks pretty messed up on a boat too. As the resident Jack Sparrow expert,
Well.
I'm going to veto that.
I just feel like your view of Jack Sparrow is a little reductive, AJ.
That's true. You're too close.
Too close
You're
to
too
the
close. Like me
All
with
right.
Waterworld stunt show.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you're not doing that job anymore.
That's
Your
why.
performance wasn't nuanced
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you're not performing Jack Sparrow at that New Jersey fair.
Hey, it was
anymore.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, pardon me.
How dare you?
It was a much better Renaissance fair than whatever Jersey's got going on.
James is right.
Yes.
I hate hearing that.
About Jack Sparrow?
It's the third time I've heard that today.
I can't confirm Jack Sparrow, but seasickness does happen when a person struggles to grow accustomed to a boat's motion patterns. But then land sickness is the reverse. So a person adapts to being at sea and then they struggle to return to homeostasis when they're back on solid ground.
It's like how when astronauts come back from being in space station for a long time, they just let things drop out of their hands.
They do.
I know. I've seen the videos of it. And sometimes they'll do a press conference and then just collapse.
Wow, that's rough. So it's literally Waterworld where the little goes,
land sickness.
She was right.
It'll pass.
Yeah.
The mariner's like, sorry, and just fucks off into the ocean.
What
Drinks
is he,
drinks his piss.
Yeah.
dive in?
And just dolphins away. Hey, fun story.
Oh, no.
Fun
I know this story. Oh, no.
My dad called me yesterday.
Oh God, no.
And told me that he's like, hey, you know, it's illegal to talk to dolphins. And I go, what? He goes, it's illegal to talk to dolphins. If you talk to dolphins, the government, you know, they'll arrest you. And I was like, what? What? And he goes, because of what's going on in the ocean. And I'm like, what do you mean? What's going on in the ocean? And he goes, because, you know, the aliens. And I'm like, hold on, Dad, what? And he goes, you know, because the aliens, they live in the ocean. And so the government doesn't want you to talk to the dolphins. And I was like, hold on. Wait, Dad. So, okay. All right. I'll buy it. I'll buy the fact. Let's say there's aliens in the ocean at the bottom of the ocean. The part I don't buy is that the government knows it and the dolphins are desperately trying to communicate with us. What's going on in the ocean?
The other aspect about this is that the enforcement, like, don't talk to you might go to jail if you try and talk to a dolphin because the cops will get you.
I said, if I'm on a boat and there's a cop next to me and I start doing some like sign language towards a dolphin, am I going to get arrested? But also, why would it be the priority of the dolphin to be like,
Hey, guess what's going on down here?
It also presumes we would have any fucking idea what it's squeaking at us.
yeah, I know. I know.
It doesn't
I know.
Well, and
But let's-
also, I think there's also an element of just don't share state secrets with dolphins. As soon as a dolphin pops up, you're going to be like, I know who killed JFK. And then the aliens are going to, oh, this is how you work a Sony Walkman. Uh-oh.
These are the state secrets that the dolphins keep.
Dolphins know so much. It's just the idea that they'd be down in the ocean and swim up to the surface and be like, I gotta tell someone there's a bunch of aliens down here. And be like, hey, you on the boat in the Margaritaville t-shirt, I gotta tell you about what's going on down here. And it's aliens. And as if it's presuming that the government is like, we have to stop this line of communication.
Does your dad feel comfortable with dolphins that are in captivity because they're cut off from the line of communication?
You know, those dolphins, they don't know. They don't get the update. They're not on the email chain, so they don't get to find out.
Unless
are
they all connected telepathically? Has your dad considered that?
You know, I don't know. We don't know enough about dolphins. You know, it's illegal to talk to them, though. So you can't stand next to them in the ocean and try to talk to them. I asked him about SeaWorld, too. I was like, Dad, so are people getting arrested at SeaWorld on the reg? And he was like, I don't know.
And I asked you, I said, are you at all worried about your dad? And you said, no, he's always been this way.
Yeah. I said, this is literally, like, as a kid, I only watched, like, alien documentaries with him all the time. James is making a face, because, yeah, that is how I grew up, where it was just like, well, let's put on the History Channel alien documentaries. I love those. Those things are fun as hell. But at a certain point, you have to go, okay, wait, where's the actual evidence? Because my parents will just see a headline and go, well, that's fact. So I did look up. I went, Dad, let's look this up together. And the article, or what I saw, was it's illegal to harass dolphins. So you can't communicate with dolphins in a way that is going to upset them. Yeah. Which apparently falls under, you shouldn't try to talk to a dolphin in a way that may cause them distress. So I can see saying it's illegal to talk to dolphins, sure, is a very reductive view of do not harass dolphins. They are an animal that wants to be left alone. And you're causing them distress. Apparently there's Facebook articles that have reduced it to it's illegal to talk to dolphins. And then my dad or whoever took the extra step of because of aliens living in the ocean and state secrets. So I thought that was really fun.
You know, it is really fun, but did he remember to wish you happy birthday or no?
I don't think he did.
Did he not?
But he remembered this? I don't know. Maybe he did. Let's say that he did just for him. Yeah.
I think you told me about him wishing you a happy birthday.
Hey, buddy,
last year.
happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'm out here smoking a cigar with my dog. I'm having a great day. That's literally every time I talk to him, he's like, guess what I'm doing? I'm like, you're outside smoking a cigar with your dog.
You know, the government doesn't let you talk to Western black rhinos. Did you know that? Did you hear about that? Because of what's happening in the Serengeti. Did you hear about that?
Dad, what do they know? What do the rhinos know?
I read it. I saw it. Look it up. Not
just
allowed to
careful.
talk. The government, what the rhinos know? I think it's because there's like 3 left and they don't want you getting close and then killing it. Nope. State secrets. It's in the Serengeti.
Yep. Those rhinos, they know, those horns they got, they pick up all kinds of rays and they're learning things from what's going on. The dolphins are sending them messages. We're way off track.
What was the
here.
question?
Question was about dolphins.
About watches.
The question was about land sickness.
Oh,
And it was answered.
Answered it.
It was done. It was answered. And then you went, story time.
Story
It's a great story, though. It's a great story.
It's a fantastic fucking story.
I'm still getting over it. I've never seen Erica, my partner, cry, laugh harder. She was on the other side of the window because I was outside, and I came back in and she was like, I thought there was something wrong because she was like wheeze crying at the conversation, and she could only hear my side of it because I was repeating back to her, hold on, because I was just trying to get some footing in understanding what it was. Hold on. The government doesn't want us to know there's aliens, sure. But through the dolphins, that's their priority to tell us. And then how are they telling us? Is it through some form of what? How?
Well, and now we can
Squeaks?
sell our Don't Talk to Dolphins t-shirt.
Don't Talk to Dolphins t-shirt coming soon to Redbubble, Shopify,
We'll see.
NordVPN.
We will see. What toy was banned in Japan in the 1950s because the motion of operating the toy was considered indecent?
It was that Tarzan toy from the 90s.
Describe it.
So there was a Tarzan action figure that would scream. He'd go, oh, but when you hit the button in his back, his hand was positioned in the box in a way where it was over his crotch, and he would lift it and beat against his own crotch.
Oh.
Are you being serious?
I'm serious. This is a real thing that happened when the Phil Collins Tarzan movie came out.
but not in Japan.
Not in Japan. I'm just saying that,
this is
they got it very
this is a
early.
different toy. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
That's the only toy that I know that was banned for being lewd.
I'm going to go with Slinky.
Oh.
Because that's every time I see that thing move, mildly arousing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Very
Look.
revealing.
Well, what are you doing slinking down the stairs? What did you do up there?
It walks downstairs, it goes over chairs and maybe some other things. Wink, wink.
That's why I walk into your bedroom. There's just slinkies hanging from the ceiling. Don't go in there. Toy Story must have been.
No, don't use this one. This is my private one.
Which he says about all of them as we
Yeah.
go over them.
Not this one.
James, any thoughts?
Well, I think to get to the bottom of this, we have to think about what was considered indecent in the 90s in
It's the
Japan.
50s. 50s. I
50s.
brought it to the 90s.
Oh, sorry.
but the
50s in
90s
Japan.
were the 50s of Japan.
Yeah.
So,
I furrowed my brow at that, trying to think of it.
yeah, I don't know what it means. Don't think about it. Don't think too much about it.
Okay.
So the toy was indecent in the 50s. It's got to be the trading cards that Nintendo made before they made consoles. Because people said at some point, we're going to make porno games and we want to get ahead of this.
So you were away at war missing your best gal, and maybe you had a Pokemon card keeping you comfort at night.
Not in the 50s, I hope, but
Maybe Mewtwo.
Ooh, Mewtwo is pretty sexy.
Where did that tale start from? You look at
that's
Mewtwo.
a good
you gotta
question.
think of that.
The anatomy of Mewtwo.
What do you?
Sure, it
you're
goes
making
around the back, but where's it starting from?
You're making a gesture, like it's like Mewtwo has a giant tummy.
Because Mewtwo's tail does appear to form from its abdomen.
Barbie.
I mean, I
it
feel like
Barbie?
AJ must be pretty close. Is that it's something like it's an actionable thing that when it does,
The
it
key to
does
this
something.
question is the motion of operating the toy was considered indecent.
Oh, ooh, do you put your finger in something? Do you put a finger inside
Yo-yo.
something?
It's like it's a traffic control toy where you're gesturing with both hands in towards your face and out away from your face in alternating motions. Directing traffic toy,
Is it like a paddle ball?
It is a popular toy.
Still?
like a super soaker.
I still
Yes.
think it's a yo-yo. People are always just throwing those things around. They're like, look at what I can do. It's like, get your string out of my face.
Does this happen a lot to you? That you have to
Only
tell
yo-yo
someone to get their
strings are
string
flying
out of
in
your
your
face?
face.
Yeah, I have to, it's like, I just have to be dodging yo-yos on the street.
I mean, yo-yo is kind of on the right track of it's a very universal toy.
Like a spinning top or something.
Yeah.
Or is that too old?
Something that's pretty ubiquitous. Most kids would have one at some point in their childhood.
Oh,
Is it-
It's
interesting.
not really a name brand toy.
Oh, okay. So I would say G.I. Joe, but just because it was causing like post-traumatic stress.
A toy that most kids would have that has a sexual motion. Does the person do a sexual
It didn't say
motion?
sexual.
No,
Indecent.
that was what was implied, I think.
No,
I
It said
hate to
indecent.
say
there
it,
are
Zach.
cultural things that are different, right?
I hate to say it, but it is a little bit of a sexual adjacent motion.
Mr. Bucket. Is it Mr. Bucket?
Because I love to, to
His
play
big
with
old
it.
mouth.
Yeah. Because you have to put your balls in his mouth, and he says it in the song.
Wait,
I'm Mr.
what?
Bucket.
What?
You put my balls in my mouth. I'm Mr.
Which
Bucket.
one?
Oh, is it the bucket that has the face? And then
Yeah.
You put,
Yeah, and you put the balls in my mouth. I'm Mr.
No,
Bucket.
that's not what the song is.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Bucket, I'm buckets of fun, not you put your balls in my mouth.
That is the end of the song. The end of the song is buckets of fun, but in the bit, Mr. Bucket, put
I
your
wanna
balls in
gargle
my
your
mouth,
balls.
Mr. Bucket.
That's what he says, right? I want to gargle your ball. It was a different time, the 90s.
I'm pretty positive if you look up the lyrics to Mr. Bucket, he says you put either the balls or my balls in my mouth.
I believe AJ.
I have heard that song hundreds of times, but I've only listened once.
He's heard the song hundreds of times, including last night when he was playing it at home after 10 o'clock.
Acoustic.
I'm just trying to think of what toys would be around in the 50s.
Putty.
Barbie, putty. Ooh.
It's not putty,
Silly putty.
even though you can jam that up a lot of places.
You can, and you could put it, yeah.
It's something to do with a body movement.
A
Hula
body
hoop.
movement.
It is the hula hoop.
Hula hoop.
It is the hula hoop. Japan banned the
Oh.
hula hoop due to inappropriate hip movements. The Soviet Union also outlawed it for representing the emptiness of American culture, which is like, I mean, I guess like the
Sure.
hoop itself is empty.
Is that what they mean? Or just the fact that we had the time to just like be like, this is the new thing that we're taking on? Whereas they were like, how do we not starve?
Why aren't you
How do we-
building road?
How do
train
we
track
feed?
need to be built, but they hula hoop instead.
I like that they were like, we got to get rid of these hula hoops. It's hideous.
Distracting.
It's indecent. It's terrible. And they're like, by the way, how's that illustration of an octopus eating out like a geisha doing?
This is in Japan.
This is in Japan.
Okay,
yeah.
yes, not in Russia.
No,
Love octopus.
it's a
Favorite creature.
what are they? Marestroika dolls or whatever? Or,
Oh, I can't say the Matryoshka.
Matryoshka dolls.
yeah.
Japan does have a weird dichotomy of having some of the freakiest shit while also being very, very demure.
That it makes sense because it's
Yeah,
all fucking
repression
repressed.
and-
yeah.
So what did they have instead? Just like a square?
It was it fit exactly to your hips.
Yeah, they were just belts.
Yeah.
You would just get a belt, and you could just walk straight in that.
Just held everything in place.
Yeah.
Which of the following sports has never been featured in the Olympics? Live pigeon shooting, tug of war, painting, or squash?
Olympic painting? How do you?
I
Well,
mean, I would have to of those four. I would have to say painting.
but I also would like to take a moment to talk about live pigeon shooting.
Eh,
It'd be like, hey boys, we made it to the Olympics. You're a pigeon. You're so excited.
they didn't have clay.
Yeah, here we are. Okay, oh, that's the sound of the horn. And they're watching all your little pigeon friends. No, Rocky, Jojo, no. that's
It was
terrifying.
actually a team sport. Each shooter would train their pigeon for years to be shot.
Yeah.
But the pigeons also had little guns. They could shoot other pigeons.
The pigeon just finished building their nest on the Olympic rings, which is, of course, the shittiest nest you've ever seen because pigeon
Yeah,
nests are hilarious. You ever see these pigeon nests?
No.
Oh, pigeons build the crappiest nests and they'll build them on everything. And it's just literally like two twigs that they've kind of casually laid one over the other. And
love
that's
that.
the nest.
Okay,
love
but I've never built a nest before, so I think maybe before you cast the first twig,
Look at how bad their nests are.
Okay,
Aw,
all
that's
right.
so
But like,
sweet.
come on, they're trying. You know, they're urban creatures. It's hard for them to
Like-
find the perfect spot for this.
Oh, that's adorable. It's just a little stupid pigeon sitting on like the saddest little collection of twigs.
Maybe they don't even know that the egg is coming. You know, like sometimes when you're like, I gotta poop, and then you're like, just have to run to find the nearest restroom.
That's
Maybe
what that is.
That they're like, quick, twigs, and
Yeah.
the best they can
Just
muster
sit
are
on
like
the
3
ground.
or 4 twigs.
Like the people who didn't know they were pregnant.
Yeah,
the-
exactly. Like the people who
just
didn't
thought
know
they
they
had
were
a
pregnant, and they
stomachache.
go during prom. They like go to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
That happened to someone that Erica worked with. They just thought she had gas and then she gave birth. It's amazing how often that happens. Could you imagine going to the hospital being like, I have a tummy ache? And then they're like, you have a baby.
Yeah, you got a human.
There is a human inside you.
Yeah.
How did you not know? And it's coming out now. That's terrifying. Speaking of pigeons, when I was a kid, I was at Disney World and there was a popcorn stand and next to it was the most comically fat pigeon I've ever seen. And I still think of that pigeon and how horrified I was looking into its sad little eyes. It must have eaten buckets of popcorn because it wouldn't move. I like went to walk up to it, but it didn't fly away and it was just sitting there staring into space. And it was like, no joke, probably the size of like a small novelty basketball.
I feel like
a-
that's something Disney wouldn't want you to see. Like they would get rid of that pigeon.
yeah, they would would scoop it up into they do that with the ducks, the baby ducks, when they're like crossing, they'll like scoop them into one of those little trash receptacles to move them. It's pretty horrifying.
No, I'm just saying that they think that pigeon is a bad representation of Disney parks.
Yeah.
Or that pigeon has state secrets. They ain't no talking to pigeons.
Yeah, I tried coming up
They
to
know
it.
too much.
A man in a suit with sunglasses.
Don't even
like,
think about it.
Yeah, don't even think about it, buddy.
I forgot what the question was.
Oh, it was the Olympic.
Which has never been a sport in the Olympics. Live pigeon shooting, tug of war, painting, or squash.
Well, I'm thinking about the painting, and if it was an Olympic sport, you know, when you like need your house painted and you're just like, hey, come over, have some pizza, paint my house. This just seems like one of the, like, oh shit, we forgot to paint the Olympic Village. Let's make it a competition so it seems like it was intentional. Oh, come over. Oh yeah, you ski? Can you also paint? It's a thing. You could medal.
You could medal. You
Yep.
could medal.
We have two eras of Olympics. We have the old Greek one. Then we have when they just like restarted it like 100 years ago or whatever. Maybe it's from the old one where they were like, anything other than farming is a viable skill that we should show off in front of the people of
That would take
Greece.
forever. I mean, I guess there wasn't TV. They had no TikTok back then. So yeah, I'd watch people paint.
And I feel
for
like it'd be a
days.
more unique attribute, right? Wow, you were really good at painting. You painted eyeballs on all of those statues that didn't.
They're
need
all
them.
googly.
Yeah.
I also feel like painting might be a sport for an Olympic that I might compete in, Paralympics or a Special Olympics. Painting is strenuous for me to do, so maybe.
So pigeon shooting, live pigeon shooting, painting,
Squash,
squash,
tug of war.
I'm just gonna go with painting.
When I
It's the
hear
most
live
absurd.
pigeon shooting, in my brain, it's the pigeons are live as opposed to dead. Like just
Oh, it's supposed to just
shooting
launching a dead pigeon.
No,
out.
just shooting a gun at a pigeon that's been dead
it's lying
for
on
a
the
week.
ground. You hardly ever see dead birds.
I've seen quite a few, but I lived in New York.
Think about all the birds you've seen.
In
like
New
think
York.
about all the birds everywhere, and you're like the number of bodies you've seen.
Oh yeah, because they're getting eaten.
Yeah, I know. But they also
Carrion
like.
does not last, James.
Uh-huh.
Don't be so pedestrian in your answers.
I'm just saying, to find a dead bird and shoot it might be a fun competition because it'd be harder than you'd think.
Yeah, true. That would take a long time.
What's your answer?
I'm going to go with squash.
I'm gonna go painting just
Going
because.
painting, unfortunately, too.
Well, it's a good thing Zach is here
Wow.
to bring some intelligence into the conversation because the answer is squash. Live pigeon shooting appeared at the Summer Olympics in Paris in 1900. You had to kill as many pigeons as possible.
Oh my God.
that.
Just bodies piling up in Paris.
Tug of war was also in that Olympic Games and it was featured through 1920. Art was a competition at the Olympics through 1912 to 48, and then all of the art had to be inspired by sport. So they were different categories. So architecture, literature, music, painting, and sculpture. Squash will make its first appearance at the 2028 Olympics in LA.
Wow.
Maybe Zach will be invited because now he's associated with it.
Yeah, because I knew in my head, like, squash, that's not a sport. That's not a sport yet.
You've always been an advocate for squash.
I just don't understand how you judge a painting. Like, yep, that's a nice painting. That looks like a sport painting. It's a weird one.
People
the,
judge.
the paintings have to race.
Yeah. It's like in Stuart Little where they just race them down the river.
It's like a painting of a guy doing a long jump, but you just make sure that he's jumping further in
Yeah.
your painting than he is in the other person's painting.
very tense.
Wow, he jumped real far. You get the gold. Yeah.
One more rapid fire question.
Sure.
Who would yell, "Cabs are here," when it was time for the group to go out on Jersey Shore?
Rooster, Chub Chub.
I never watched it.
Let's
I don't know.
see.
Slurmy.
What was it? Who was the short one?
Snooki.
Snooki.
That's the only one we know.
And then there is like
Beefcake.
Bobby Jr. probably.
The situation.
The situation. There you go. So
Right.
it's either Snooki or the situation.
Or the other.
There was Pauly D. There was JWoww.
Oh, right. JWoww. Pauly D. Never watched a single episode of that
Same.
show.
Shorty, Dingleman.
How many were there in the first season of Jersey Shore?
Many what?
How many actual people in the
Couldn't
house?
tell you. It felt like they were always coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
Which is very
Ricky
Jersey.
Calzone.
They also
Ricky
all
Calzone
looked
was my favorite
the
character.
same. I could not. Pauly D and the situation, as far as I'm aware, are both wearing the same tank top, the same gold chain, and they both have their hair done the same way.
But who was responsible for the cabs?
Big Snoopy. Big
I feel
Snoopy
like
was the guy.
The situation, in my recollection, was always calling for cabs.
He just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't really care to know.
Zach is afraid of offending one of them for getting this
Yeah,
wrong.
that's true.
Nah, I'm going to reveal the answer, and then this is going to be in your brain forever, Zach. And I want you to know that it was me.
But you?
I was always going for the cat. No,
Yeah.
the reason this will be implanted in your brain is because of me.
Oh, I see.
It was, of course, Pauly D.
Oh.
Kind of like the ringleader, I guess.
Was he?
I don't know.
Where did this question come from?
How could you? The fact that you even saw this and were like, "This is good trivia," is pretty wild to me.
Yeah, how did you land on this?
I don't know.
Is this like a known thing in the Jersey Shore lore, or are you the first person to point out that this is
Always calling for cabs.
She watched the complete series looking for one piece of trivia.
There's got to be something here.
I guess you don't really do that anymore. It was a different time. You called for cabs.
It was so interesting that it became trivia. That's so interesting. Now I'm fascinated by the concept that this is somewhere on the internet where someone went, you know who the guy who always called for the cab was on Jersey Shore? Pauly D. Was he good at it? Is that
guess
why?
he wrangled the
Hey,
cabs.
yo, way over here.
You do
Hey.
that thing where you blow and whistle. I can't do that.
Can't do the whistle either.
Oh, it's horrifying to watch in real life.
Dang.
Yeah. This is what
guess.
was banned in Japan, was you with your finger in your mouth.
They can't ban me blowing my own fingers.
I don't know if you phrase it like that.
They all had a role. There was the little loud one and the big one, and I guess the orange one, and then the one that called for cabs.
And Pauly D was like, "I'm the cab calling guy."
Yeah.
As soon as he laid down his bags on the first day, he's like, "Don't make any mistakes. I'm the cab calling guy, and don't ever think any of the rest of you cab callers gonna cab call like me."
Now you probably have that one friend you go out, that friend gets the Uber, and then they say, "Oh, driver's 2 minutes away."
So would that be the trivia for like you? Who in the group of Answer 4 would always call the Uber? Elyse. So
Yeah.
some trivia show in the future will know
guess
that
so.
that's how we all get around because we travel as a unit and none of us own a car.
Maybe by the time we get to the 300th episode, that'll be established lore.
I
That
hope
Elyse
so.
is always calling for the cab.
Leesy D.
Another t-shirt. Yeah, Leesy D calls my cabs.
Yeah, that's what we all need. Jersey Shore nicknames. We should ask the people listening if there are any listening.
There's no one listening to this.
If
We're doing this
there's
for
anyone
ourselves.
out there listening, even if you're a dolphin, contact us and let us know what Jersey Shore names you've come up with for us.
You'd be Slippery J.
Slippery J?
Slippery J. Elyse would be
Leesy D.
Leesy D.
And Zach's Gucci.
Gucci Goo.
I'm Gucci?
Gucci
Goo.
Goo.
Oh, yeah,
And then
that sounds right.
AJ Slip and Slide.
So I love to
Slip and
be
We're both
tickled.
slippery guys. I want to be Calzone.
How's that?
I'll be
Calzone.
Calzone Tony. I'm Tony Calzone Tony. Whatever you prefer, I'll take either.
Well, as you leave us those names, please also leave us a review and tell your friends about the show.
Yeah, tell your friends about the show. Also, there's a live show companion live show that they do at Dynasty Typewriter. Sometimes we're panelists on it. It's great. It's different than this. There's all sorts of. You can go in person, or you can get tickets for the live stream. Those are $5 less, and you don't need to travel. So you should just do that.
not wrong.
Cheapskate, cheap piece of shit.
He's not wrong. I assume if there is a live show coming up, the information for tickets will be in the description somewhere. I also want to shout out beautiful, sweet Olive, who is a beautiful pug that lives in Zach's home
Mascot pug.
and sits here quietly tolerating, sometimes even sleeping while we're recording this podcast. She's a beautiful soul, beautiful spirit, and we love her very much.
Yeah, and it's not illegal to communicate with her because she knows no government secrets.
She
She's
just
the
did this
best.
like little head wiggle, like she knew.
Do you know government secrets?
Because we love you.
We love you, Olive.
JFK, Olive.
If you love Olive,
did.
give this 5-star review and share it with someone you love.
Yeah.
Even if it's a dog or a dolphin.
Gotta go, cabs are here.
There, she did it.
Oh, there we go.